Welcome back. Well, it's the day's not going to matter, but to me, it's Saturday morning when we're doing this, and looking forward to it. Coming, rolling along with our series of preseason predictions in the SEC. Today's team is Missouri. The school's Missouri. We're gonna talk a little bit about the coaching staff like we've been doing, and then we'll get into the actual schedule. So, thank you for watching the Swami Brothers channel. I'm JK the Human, and let's just get straight into it here. Got some notes we're gonna read first. All right. What's happening? So we've been talking about these schools and how the coaching staffs have changed or not changed. There's only been one so far where it looks like everybody's returning. That's Georgia. And in college football, that's what you want. All the trends going back historically show that if you're returning everybody, that the level of confidence is high and the level of play and the things you just typically have a better season. So, all that being said, now we're going to talk about Missouri. Head coach, Coach Drinkwitz. This guy's fun to talk to. And like I said in a previous episode, I'd enjoy having a beer with this guy. Never met him in person, but got a quick wit. Every time I see him say something, it's interesting. They seem to like him at Missouri too, because just signed a new 6-year deal with a base salary jump to $10.25 million, up from $9 million. So it's a raise, in 2025. Several other top jobs were open. If you've seen any of the other 8 episodes that we've done, we've talked about coaching changes. 6 schools in the SEC so far that we've covered, and these are not small changes. These changes are big. So what's he done? He led Missouri to back-to-back double-digit win seasons in 2023 and 2024, with the program qualifying for its 6th straight bowl game. Wins during his tenure include Ohio State, Iowa, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Florida, and LSU. He's 45-28 over the 6 seasons. He's got real continuity. He's had stability. Another program, I've got a note here that says, another program that's not part of the brand new coach wave. Yeah. Sometimes shaking things up seems like a good idea until you need them to be normal, right? So, who's he got around him? Offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey. This is going to be his first season. So here's our first wrinkle. We've got a position change. He brings nearly 3 decades of coaching experience, having rebuilt Michigan's offense in 2025 and mentored true freshman Bryce Underwood. Also ran offenses at North Carolina, UCF, Auburn, Arizona State, and Southern Miss, plus a head coaching stint at Troy. What years was it? 2019 and 2021. So Troy is relatively Troy's a school that in D1 we haven't heard a lot about in the SEC, I should say, but they're not far from where I am geographically, and so I have kind of been paying attention to them over the years, and let me tell you that's a good program over there. So if he was part of that, he knows what he's doing. He replaces Kirby Moore, who left to become Washington State's head coach. Defensive coordinator is Corey Batoon. This is his 3rd season, so he's stable. That's not a change in a position. A special teams coordinator, and John, I'm going to apologize before I try to pronounce your last name, but Papuchis. John Papuchis. Arrives after 6 seasons at Florida State coordinating special teams. So, Missouri's a steady ship. Just got a few little changes there. New play caller, but he's proven. Well-paid head coach, bringing in new offensive coordinator to keep the program's momentum going. All right. Rather than a full rebuild. So let's say Drinkwitz just got a raise to stay. This isn't a program starting over. It's one trying to swap in a new offensive engine. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But they're, you don't want to lose the whole car, so to speak, by doing this. So now that we've said all that, let's get into the let's take a bite out of this steak here. All right. Let me fix this. So kicks off September 3rd. Arkansas Pine Bluff is at home. By the way, last year I was watching Arkansas Pine Bluff in a wings establishment. And a lot of fun. But Swami has this as a confidence win. And we're going to mark that with green. So, okay. So, season opener, FCS opponent, biggest confidence win of the season, maybe. Number-wise, I don't really like saying things like that. I don't know why I wrote that down there, because all this stuff is going to change. By the way, nobody knows anything. Much of this is still a guess, but that's numerically and historically, I think that's probably safe to say. The next one is they got to go to Kansas. This is not easy. It's a road trip, so it's your first road trip. It's really an in-state adjacent rivalry. This is really a genuine toss-up. Kansas is a good team, and they have good coaching there too. So this will be a real test. We've got that one as a toss-up. All right, so then we talked about Troy. I just mentioned something about it, and hey, look out, they're on the schedule. We have this, even though Troy is a good team, they're just not the same caliber. So we've got this as a good win, confidence win there, home game, comfortable. Then back on the road for Drinkwitz and company, and they're going to Mississippi State. Now, we've talked about Mississippi State already, and a lot of changes going on over there. And here is where you're going to see, this is what happens when you have a group of people that are trying to become cohesive and another group of people that are almost entirely cohesive. And they're going to meet each other in, competition. We think this is an easy win for Missouri. Of course, things can change. I can't wait to see what happens this season when we kick it off. October 3rd versus Florida. It's at home. Again, completely new coaching staff. Bunch of different pieces and parts moving around there. You can't say that for Missouri, so we have this also as an actual confidence win. Then Texas A&M comes to town. This team, so we were talking about this last night, actually, while we were staying up late, and burning the midnight oil on a Friday, talking about upcoming schedules. And this Texas A&M, we think could be really good this year. Swami, now this is the humans talking and not Swami. Swami is an algorithm that I wrote, by the way. So the humans last night were sitting around talking about this stuff, and we all agreed that Texas A&M is kind of scary. We don't know what's going on with them, and Missouri is going to face them, but luckily they're going to face them at home. So we have this as a toss-up. We don't really know which way it's going to go. We think Texas A&M is going to be good, but Missouri's at home. Texas A&M has to come in there. If this was swapped the other way, I would say it was a toss-up, but I would say it was leaning towards Texas A&M. I think this is an even match at this moment. Okay, then October 17th rolls around, and they're on the road. They're going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss, another team, just like we talked about Drinkwitz being here and having continuity, except for just changing one piece. Going into Ole Miss, and they changed a bunch of pieces. So we've got that as a pick 'em as well, only because they're on the road. Like if they were home, I'd be curious to see what Swami calculated. But yeah, then they stay on the road, so they're in the bus and they're just still driving. Road trip continues. Road goes on forever. We've got this as a pick 'em, only because it's away. We don't know anything about Arkansas. This is another team that's changed everything. So we can't call it a confidence win, and we don't really feel like it's a loss. So then they get to come back home, and they've got the Texans coming in. So Texas is coming to town right now. At this point in the year, even though nobody's played any ball, this is they're ranked number 5 right now. The ranking gap. Well, this was interesting. So how do I explain this? So mathematically, when everything worked out, it thinks this is going to be a close game. So the Swami algorithm is actually calling this a pick 'em, and I kind of have to trust it right now, and here's why. Texas didn't have a lot of turnover, and Missouri didn't have a lot of turnover. They play each other. When they have faced each other, it's always been close. And going back historically, um, this is a good game. So this is going to be. We think this is going to be a close game. This will not be a blowout, and this is like this should be as long as everybody's healthy when they meet on November the 7th. I'm looking forward to watching this game. This is going to be a good game to watch. We've got it as a pick 'em, even though they're at home. Even though Texas is ranked number 5, data wise, it just doesn't really show up as that big a difference, and that makes me really curious. Okay, then November the 14th, you're going to you're running straight for the brick wall, and that brick wall has the word Georgia painted on it. So it's going to be an abrupt stop, and we have this as a predicted loss. Georgia has everybody back. We've talked about that earlier in the other episodes. And if you haven't seen it or you want to see it, I'll put a link in the description for these other teams. And so we got that as lost. Now they get to come back home. So Kentucky has to come to them November 21st, and we have this as a confidence win. We've already predicted that. Again, another team, unlike Georgia, unlike Missouri, that complete turnover, all new coaching staff. They're still trying to figure out who the quarterback's going to be. Just a lot of change there. And then the end of the season. This is a season finale home game against ranked Oklahoma. Rivalry week energy without an official rivalry, But on paper, this closes a strong season on a tough note. And what they do with this is up to them. But mathematically, Swami believes that this is a loss. That's a great thing about predicting the future, though. Everything can change, and I can't wait to see how it actually plays out. I love college football, and I hope you do too. So, thank you so much for watching this episode. I'll put links to the other episodes in the description, and please like and subscribe. Just jumped on here in May. I need all the help I can get. I'm trying to get to at least 500 subscribers. I've moved over from another platform, and I'll take all the help I can get. I appreciate you. Crazy stuff on in the world. Be kind to one another. It's really not that hard. And most importantly, thank you for watching.